The Ancient Civilizations Museum first opened in 1997 at the old Tao Nan School building located at Armenian Street. It is now in its present building by the Singapore River since 2003, the old Empress Place building. Located on 1 Empress Place, it is one of the architectural treasures in the Empress Place civic area overlooking the Singapore River. It was designed by colonial engineer John Frederick Adolphus McNair. Did you know that convict labour was employed to construct this building? It was originally designed to be the new courthouse, but upon its completion in 1867, was used as the government office. The building was later renamed Empress Place Building in 1907 when the adjacent pedestrian street was renamed in honour of the late Queen Victoria, who passed away in 1901. In the late 1980s, the building was flagged for restoration and conservation. It was later reopened on 7th April 1989 as an art museum called the Empress Place Museum, which later closed after 6 years of operation in 1995. The National Heritage Board then took over and made it a part of the Ancient Civilizations Museum. Now, the museum boasts 10 galleries centered around the themes of trade, faith and belief, and materials and design. It is the only museum within the region devoted to exploring the artistic heritage of Asia, especially the ancestral cultures of Singapore. The museum traces its roots to the Raffles Museum, which was founded in the mid-19th century. Speaking of which, let us now take a look at the National Museum of Singapore. The National Museum of Singapore is the island's oldest museum. It started as a small museum in the Singapore Institution, now known as Raffles Institution, in 1823. In 1862, the Raffles Museum, along with the Raffles Library, were relocated to Town Hall, present-day Victoria Theatre. In the early 1880s, the idea of having another building constructed specially for the Raffles Library and Museum was discussed, and on 12 October 1887, the museum, at its current location along Stamford Road, was officially opened. At that time, the main purpose of the museum was to store zoological specimens, documenting the natural history of Singapore. By 1910, the museum and library boasted an immense collection of specimens and artifacts from a wide range of fields, including zoology, botany, geology, and ethnology, collected from the Malayan region. In 1960, the museum separated from the library and its name was formally changed from Raffles Museum to National Museum. In 1972, the museum's zoological specimens were transferred to the Zoology Department of the University of Singapore, now known as National University of Singapore, as the museum was to focus solely on the history, culture, and art of Singapore. Designed by colonial engineer Henry E. McCallum, the original structure is largely Neo-Palladian in style. One of the building's most outstanding features is its rotunda, which is crowned with a 27-meter high dome covered with fish-scale tiles. The National Museum was gazetted as a national monument on 14 February 1992. Speaking of the zoological specimens in the National Museum, did you know that they were moved to the Chian Natural History Museum? In 1972, the Government of Singapore removed the natural history collections from the National Museum and gave them to the Zoology Department of what was then the University of Singapore. They were housed in various temporary premises, including the Nanyang Technological University for 7 years. The Natural History Museum was officially opened on 16 December 1878 and is composed of two major entities. The first being the plant and animal collections from the core of its existence and are research-centric, and the second being the public gallery, together with the teaching and outreach components of the museum. The museum inherited the natural history collection from the Raffles Museum of Biodiversity Research, whose collection was that of the Zoological Reference Collection, which stems from the original Raffles Museum. The Zoological Reference Collection is renowned internationally and is one of the largest collections of Southeast Asian animals in the region, with over 560,000 catalogue lots and over 1 million specimens in total, and one of the world's most comprehensive collections of the Singapore and Malayan animal specimens in the world. Lastly, let us take a look at the National Gallery of Singapore. The National Gallery Singapore, despite just celebrating its 5th birthday, traces its roots back to the early 20th century. The The National Gallery is made up of two main buildings, the former Supreme Court and City Hall, both of which are landmarks of Singapore's colonial past. It all started in 1926 when plans were drawn up by the Architects Department to build the municipal building, which was completed and declared open on 23 July 1929. In 1935, plans were made to build a new Supreme Court, and Sir Thomas Shenton Whiteledge Thomas, Governor of the Straits Settlements, laid the foundation stone of the Supreme Court on the 1st of April 1937. During the Japanese occupation from 1942 to 1945, the headquarters of the Sionan Tokubetsu Shi Municipal Administration was set up in the Municipal Building, Singapore, and the Supreme Court was used as the Sionan Supreme Court. Did you know that the City Hall building was also where Admiral Lord Louis Mountbatten, on behalf of the Allied forces, accepted the surrender of the Japanese forces on 12 September 1945? In 2005, Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong announced at the National Day rally speech that City Hall and the former Supreme Court building would be converted into a new National Gallery Singapore. And in 2015, the National Gallery Singapore welcomed more than 170,000 visitors during its 2-week-long opening celebration from 24th November to 6th December.